So, what I'm going to discuss today is about the introduction to pragmatics study. Pragmatics is the study of language and context, language use, meaning and communication, and the use of natural language in communication. Pragmatics involves communication between people and, therefore, includes the human element in particular intentions and interpretations. The central issues of pragmatics are the great difference between what we intend to communicate and what we actually say. The focus of pragmatics study is an utterance, that is, a specific instance of speech in a specific context.
Sir, are utterance and sentence the same?
A sentence is a grammatically complete string of words expressing a complete thought. It can be written or spoken. An utterance is the use of any piece of language by a particular speaker on a particular situation. A sentence conveys a complete meaning, either spoken or written, whereas utterance usually does not necessarily convey a complete meaning. A sentence is independent of context, while an utterance is bound to a specific context and specific speaker. Therefore, a sentence is studied in semantics, while utterance is studied in pragmatics. For example, when someone says, "Ouch!" this is not a sentence, this is an utterance. So an utterance need not be grammatical, and it is uttered by a person in a specific time and situation. Here, it is clear that an utterance can be not in the form of a complete sentence, or even a word, but it should be part of the language itself and can be understood by the hearer. So, that is also what makes pragmatics different from semantics. In pragmatics, we learn about speaker's meaning, that is the meaning intended by the speaker, but in semantics we learn about sentence meaning.
Okay, thank you for the explanation, sir.
George Ewell once said that, "A lot is unsaid and understood from context." Here, listeners make inferences based on what they know about the speaker, the context, their world knowledge. Now, look at the following exchange. How do you interpret what's going on here? A. Rough. B. Yes. What do you think is going on there? Can you know who are the discourse participants? Where are they? What time of day is it?
Well, in my interpretation, the participants are perhaps the students. They are in the classroom, in their school days, and their teacher informed them that they would go out somewhere.
Yes, it could be like that. It could be also a group of people saying that they would have holiday. So, it could be interpreted in many ways. But, the right answer could be only derived if the context of the conversation is known. In the previous dialogue, because we do not know the context of the conversation, we can create as many interpretations as possible. So, our interpretation of utterances is based on the assumption that, in communicating, people need the communicative situations. Those are shared knowledge, shared assumption, and context. Those situations will make the communication between speaker and hearer run well. Well, that's all for the introduction to pragmatics today. We'll continue our discussion on other pragmatics topics next week. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your explanation.